Hello, hello. There we go. Now we have audio. Sorry about that. It wouldn't be a stream if OBS didn't fuck with me. Professional stream, everybody. Yeah, really, really, real professional. That's quality seal right there.
Hey, you remember to unmute, so you know.
I mean, hey, I've done that. I have had streams of 4 hours where at the end, after rambling on for 4 hours on camera, I realized the mic was off. I've done it. There's evidence of it on YouTube. Good luck finding it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us for another brand new episode of Up in Smoke, our Shadowrun live play game, using the Shadowrun 6th edition rule set. Before we jump into things, we'll go around the room and everyone can introduce themselves and who they are playing. Sorry for the delay at the beginning. We were making sure we had everything sorted because things are critical this episode, so we want to make sure that we have everything correct. But with that said, Kat, take it away.
Hello, I'm Kat, also known as Clerk of Cord. I am playing Nico, the street shaman, and also I will be the paramedic for this session. I seem to can't get away from my real life somehow. That's what I get for playing clerics and healers. Anyways, yeah, this is going to be interesting. Nico is not going to let another family member die. She refuses.
KT, Kevin and Pete, go for it.
Okay.
I'm Pete, play Grifter. I blow stuff up. No bad decisions yet, I would say. So that's good.
Maybe this
Spirit
episode
handled that for you.
Yeah. No, I would try to keep that going as a thing. I think good decision.
Okay. And I'm Kim. I play KTP, who's the group's technomancer.
And last but not least, our victim of the evening.
I thought that was last week.
You're still in the hot seat.
All right. Can I pass it on to someone else after today?
Maybe. Who knows?
Fair enough. Well, hi, I'm Dan. I play Sphere, the rigger, who thought last time out that, it's fine. I'll just send a couple of drones to run some casual surveillance while I sit back in my car. And dear reader, it was not fine. But I'll let Kevin describe just how badly things went.
So last time in our season premiere for season 3, following up from the events of the finale of season 2, Lawrence, longtime ally and nurse for their benefactor Malcolm, approached the group with a request to help him find out why Malcolm is essentially letting himself die, refusing any treatments in any way of extending his rapidly deteriorating health. Due to Malcolm essentially being in control of Lawrence's finances, being his employee, he needed the help from the group to acquire funds and the information separately through a series of jobs. The first job coming from the information broker known as Jackal, who requested the group infiltrate a secret asset technology facility to retrieve data on experiments being done on different places, dimensions, zones, locations, the astral sea, hell, heaven, who knows? It's all there. As part of their initial investigation, they found names and faces that were familiar to Sphere, those of Sphere's original companions when they first took a job with Blondie and everything went to hell. Doing a bit of surveillance on one of them, the street samurai Pincer, Sphere thought they could surveil them without issue, but were swiftly detected, tracked, and pursued by this heavily augmented individual. who ran up to the speeding car and knocked it into a building. The impact causing a severe amount of trauma to Sphere from both the car flying and crashing and part of the building collapsing on top of it.
I seem to recall the initial impact took out over half of my health.
Pretty much, yes. And part of the collapsing structure on the car essentially crushed the thing a bit and had Sphere's legs trapped under the dash. Then the individual burrowed or dug himself into the area and went to finish the job, but couldn't, as the authorities had come in thanks to KTP's quick data hackery, hacking magic, hackery, yeah, from doing the whammy, as it's being called,
No whammy.
and discovering that police and other first responders were being diverted away from this scene. They were being flooded with requests to go to several other places, and KTP quickly shut that down and got them to come urgently, which made Pincer, the attacker, swiftly leave the area. For the record, Sphere has a total amount of condition monitors, that being health, of 13. Has a body of 3, which means that overflow damage over those 13, they have 3. If a character takes more than what they have in body as overflow, they're dead. In total, Sphere has 16 levels of health. Last session, in between the crash and the shotgun blast point blank, they took 15. They are 1 measly point of damage away from an early appointment with a Grim Reaper. And this is where we return to our game. Sphere, you are in the car still. You have managed to cut your legs free of the dash, dealing damage to your own body in the process. You are essentially bleeding out from several places. For those of you outside, the car is partially in and out of a building. There's rubble in the way. You have also recently seen that another section of the building exploded outwards and someone went running away. This car is basically on the first floor of this other building, not the ground floor. The authorities are approaching, including first responders. You have a limited amount of time of getting to Sphere and providing any aid you can, even up to including taking them away and back home. For the sake of timing, we're going to go into a pseudo-initiative state. In that you have 3 rounds of actions before the authorities come in and before you are officially in the way. So first round of actions, I will ask Sphere, are you going to do anything, or are you just lying there and waiting for something to happen? Give me the...
There you go. Good. You didn't hear my long ass sigh, so that's great. The big question is really, what can Sphere do in this situation that they haven't already done? And the only thing I can think of is whimper meekly.
Whimper meekly, you can also, with heavy penalties, try to drag yourself out and get yourself. Though I will warn you, depending on the level of strain, you may end up hurting yourself.
Yeah, look, if I hurt myself, I die.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I can't really roll body anymore because I have too many negatives, so it's all just luck at this point. Anything I do is luck. I don't.
That's yeah.
Yeah. So what Sphere is going to do is, like I said, first of all, whimpering meekly. And then, because the last thing they said over the comms to the group was to get the blood, they are going to detach the forearm blades. Just like with the thought of, seems right.
Okay. That's on Sphere. Grifter, KTP, and Nico. What is your move?
So we're all here now, aren't we? Because
You're out in the street along with a bunch of people who are doing that very natural thing of let's gawk at the accident, but not actually do anything.
Yeah, that's what I expected. So I've just
There's
had
a lot
thought.
of phones recording.
Yeah, just had a thought. Sphere was driving our only car, right?
Yeah. It's now, as they would say, pining for the fjords.
So, oh God. So to escape effectively, we need a vehicle, don't we?
Yes, you do.
I can feel a bad decision coming on, so I'm going to let someone else step in.
No, make the bad decision. Come on, those are fun.
Is Grifter thinking of jacking? Is Grifter thinking of jacking a car?
Maybe, but no, I haven't said I'm going to do that.
But you want to.
It's either that or call an Uber, and it just seems like that's not the right way either.
Sure, if you want to bring the Uber guy to your secret villain, James Bond base.
Well, what's everybody else thinking? I mean, we need to do this in some sort of coordinated way, otherwise it's going to go belly up real quick.
I mean, I can tell you what Nico's doing. That's a given. Nico is scrambling through the wreckage, trying to get into where Sphere is.
You have two options. You can scramble through the front. There is a path, but you have to dig yourself through, moving rocks and getting in, and that will involve a roll. You can get through the other hole that was open, but that will involve some climbing.
Climbing is better than trying to move stuff.
Well,
what am I rolling, boss?
It will make this an agility and athletics. I'm going to put the difficulty of this one because part of the wreckage and part of the exploding wall, there's enough shifted, let's call it facade of the building, to create some form of improvised handhelds for you to climb up, but still you're essentially climbing up the side of a building.
Okay.
You're not what we call Spider-Man. I would put the difficulty of this at 4.
Well, considering I don't have athletics and my agility is only 3, that would make it difficult. I would like to, if you will hear me out, I would like to offer outdoors in that Nico grew up scrambling through rubble and climbing through rubble and finding our way through.
Is that a specialty you have?
It is a skill that I have.
Okay, I'll allow it.
All right. So that takes us up to 5 dice. And I will be, let me find edge real quick. Find out what edge, how much edge.
And then copious amounts of edge?
Yeah. Let's see. 46. I got to find the list because I don't have it in my head.
I have it. What do you want?
Yeah. I'm going to. Looking for what edge actions are.
So for 2 edge, you can add +1 to a single die. For 1 edge, you can re-roll any number of dice. You can roll a die. For 3, you can buy a hit, and 4, you can do the exploding dice thingamajig.
I'm gonna spend 3 edge to buy a hit. All right. Which does my what is this?
While we roll that, KGP, what are you doing?
Other than the car and the rubble, can you just describe what else is in the area for me?
In the area, the building is basically on the corner of a street. So you have the road going that way in the road, the main road. The building itself, the front of it has partially collapsed. That is where the car is. Let's call it the back of the car is kind of jutting out. On the other side is that other hole that was opened that leads to another road. All around it are people just gawking, and you can tell they're kind of blocking the way from people from cars and other things from moving. There's a lot of people honking cars, and some other folks reluctantly getting out of the way. You can hear the sirens coming. In the area, you don't see, and I'll straight up tell you, don't detect any drones or any nothing aerial around it. There are cameras, though. There are a lot of cameras because it is London and it is a paranoid state.
Okay. I need a moment to think.
Am I sensing a bad idea?
Also, while that thinking's happening, obviously Grifter will have seen Nico crambling up into the wreckage. So I'll be able to shout up. Can you see anything?
Nico, Grifter approaches, follows you, and says, "Can you see anything?"
Rubble. I think I can see part of the car.
Are they in there?
Yeah.
How much did you roll?
I had 3 hits.
You partially get up, but cannot find another handheld to get you the rest of the way.
Okay, actually, I just realized. Yeah, I should have been rolling intuition with that because of outdoors. Yeah, 3 hits. Okay, yeah. All right, just scrambling still. Going to continue to scramble. That's all she can do.
I will let you know you have a +3. That was granted by someone in chat that you could cash in if you like, if that can get you to the 4 hits. You were also the same person.
Yeah, that will get me to the 4 hits.
Also, you were granted a reroll, so you can use whichever you prefer.
I will take the +3, and that will get me to 4 hits.
In that case, for a moment you can't find any handheld. Then you kind of push some glass away and realize there's another one. You carefully grab it and manage to vault yourself through this hole and into what it used to be an apartment. And you get to the car, and inside is fear. And Nico, it's bad. There is a very nasty gut shot. The damage is extensive. And It also, Sphere looks like they've, put in a blender. So now you actually have a more definite answer for Grifter.
It's bad. It's really, really bad.
Will it be safe enough for Grifter to climb up as well, or is it all a bit unsafe?
No, it is fairly stable. If there's not been more causes for things to shift.
Right, okay.
So it's fairly stable at this point. And if it didn't shift when the guy blew through the wall out, it's not going to shift right now.
Right, so Grifter will just, I'm coming up and start climbing as well, I guess.
Yeah, agility and athletics. Same difficulty.
Where's athletics when it's at home? Oof. I got 2.
You're sadly a bit too heavy with all your cyberware and can what were perfectly useful handhelds for the very light Nico for you, they just crush under your efforts.
Right. Okay. I can't get up. I can't. It's not strong enough to hold me.
Anything? Well, at KTP, are you doing anything this particular round, or do we move on?
Sorry, this is a weird question. Can I run and go into the Matrix at the same time?
That's like coughing and chewing gum at the same time. I will allow it, but I'm going to give you a -4 penalty on everything.
Right. Okay.
Because of because technomancers when they go into the Matrix, it depends. Are you going to the Matrix? Are you diving into the Matrix, or are you doing something more augmented reality?
Yeah.
What exactly do you want to do? Are you diving into a host? What is your plan?
Probably a host.
That would involve VR, though. Depending on what you want to do, we could consider something that can be done on augmented reality. In that case, I don't give you so many penalties, because the thing is, if you go to VR, you're going full on senses. As a technomancer, you just dive fully.
Okay, so
if you tell me what your plan is in terms of the Matrix, we can discuss that.
What I wanted to do was to cause some kind of distraction, so maybe try and hack the power grid to bring the power down to the area while trying to make my way back to the base. And I'm aware that 3 turns is not a lot of time to do that.
Hacking into the power grid will involve going fully into the Matrix.
Yeah.
Alternatively, you can make a Matrix perception check just to find, because you're technomancer, you connect to technology itself. You can use a Matrix perception check and allow you to do that, to find the nearest power junction, and then be able to do outside of the Matrix, just disable it, just overload it or anything. And it'll likely take more than 1 round to do it, but you will be able to do it.
Right. Okay, yeah, right. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Make an intuition and...
Electronics?
Electronics, yes.
Yeah. 10.
For the difficulty of this, add 3. It's the magic number. No one's ever missed it.
3.
There you go. You essentially send out your senses all around you and start picking up bits of technology, comms, phones, laptops, and then you follow literally the wiring that is going into this building and find the nearest junction box for the electricity about a block away. You can get there just by running and getting to it, and by the next your next action, you will be there.
Yeah, that's my plan.
Okay. The sirens are getting closer. You have 2 more rounds of actions before they get here, and you are officially in the way. Next round, Nico, KTP, and Grifter. Your actions.
I'm gonna reach out and touch Sphere and Healer. Heal.
Here. Do you want to do something?
Oh no, I had an idea, but if Nico is going to reach out and touch Faith, then here we go.
Okay. Nico, it's all on you.
How much edge would you like? Because I can give 2.
I need 1.
I'll give you that one.
Edge. Okay.
And I'm assuming that you're doing what I think you're doing, which is.
Yep.
I've got some edge you can have if you need.
I've got 3 edge left. I'm gonna with that 1 that'll give me 4, and I'm gonna explode 6s. Plus, add my dice pool to the roll, which is nice too. All right, casting heal.
Total, the 15 levels of damage that they have taken, of which likely will be able to only heal the latest source of damage, which was the 8 from the shotgun.
Okay.
I think only Grifter has actually ever done more damage with a firearm.
The reason you took so much was because both you and the attacker decided to forgo all forms of defense and just head-on collision.
It was...
And you brought a knife to a shotgun fight.
I did. Now, in my defense, it was 2 knives. I realized I just held up 3 fingers, but I initially meant to do 2, and then I thought I'll hold up 2 like this, and then I ended up like this.
I know.
My
So
brain is
4
not...
5s and a 6. I exploded the 6, rolled another 6. Okay, so that's 6 in total minus the 1 because of
Essence.
Okay, so that's 5 boxes healing.
You heal the overflow, and you heal another 3 levels of damage. You have healed the worst of the gut shot. So now it's just essentially it's mostly just scar tissue there. It looks very fresh, but like the depth of that injury is gone. It's now a shallow injury, very survivable.
Okay. By the way, for anybody who's curious, that was 22 D6 that I just rolled.
But you now know that the rest is going to take time.
Yep.
For those who don't know, in Shadowrun, magic can only affect injuries once. For magic to be effective once more, you have to take damage again. After that, natural healing comes into play, which means, Sphere, you're going to have to heal essentially 12 levels of damage.
Yeah, more or less.
Sorry, 10 levels. You healed 5, right?
Yeah, so I'm at
you need to heal 10.
Healing.
You need to heal 10 levels of damage.
Mm-hmm. And my essence is slightly reduced. Oh boy. But hey, at least I'm no longer going to kill myself by crawling out of wreckage.
It's always a plus.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Nika's just yelling over her shoulder as she's healing Sphere. Grifter, come move her rubble.
Would it be like, so the car is in the side of it, effectively an apartment block. Would it be easier for Grifter to go in the right way and come upstairs to find the door?
Yeah, you can do it. You can do it. I will tell you, it's a lot more obvious.
Yeah, and then we've got like a door to get out of rather than through the.
I'm going to, because I'm nice, I'm going to allow you all a willpower and intuition roll.
Oh.
All of you.
Right.
To see if,
okay.
even Sphere.
Okay.
To see if you can remember something important.
What I will say is, in general sense, how can we get more obvious than the car being tossed into the building?
That's true.
Well, I got one.
2 hits.
We got 4 and 3.
With 2 is enough. All of you are aware that a possibility you have is you have someone in your team who can literally airlift Sphere out of here.
Kevin, you've just stolen my idea. Shush. Let me play it out.
Great minds think alike, just saying. Anywho.
So, with that in mind, then, the Grifter will try to find the regular.
Okay, I will have you make a strength and athletics.
Strength and athletics.
To burrow your way in. I'm going to the difficulty of this at 3.
11.
Oh.
Just scrape that. 3.
Yeah.
You get 3?
Yep.
You start moving rocks away, just pushing them aside and slowly dragging yourself in. You are now next to Nico, and yes, Sphere is messed up. For the record, Sphere, for healing, every day you're going to roll twice your body, and the number of hits are just how much you heal that day.
Okay.
So there's a chance you could heal a lot or none.
Yeah, fair. I mean, that's the healing process. It's not straightforward.
Nico's healing of Sphere was like when she popped into their lab the day before and just put her hands on their face, on their cheek, and said, "Don't you fucking die on me, you shit." And that's how she cast heal on you.
Very inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
KTP, I'm guessing you're going to blow that power juncture?
Yeah, I've got like my gun is like an electric thing. So I'm hoping I
sure,
can
if you want to overload it that way, let's do it. That'll be an agility and firearms.
Okay, 3 and that's not good.
Alternatively, you could use just logic and electronics and blow it up using the whammy.
That's probably safer. We'll go with
whammy.
that.
Yeah, that might be safer.
Go on.
What's it? Electronics and logic.
Yes.
So it's 11.
Oh. No, 5. 5.
With 5 hits, I'm going to give you a degree of control. You can blow... You can choose how much... how wide an area you cut off. Just the area close around the building, and just this block, or further.
So we're quite close to the base, aren't we?
About 6 blocks from where you are right now.
So what I want to do is cut the power in the area to create a distraction, but not still be able to use my comms device or connect to it through the matrix.
Oh, no.
Which is still at the
This will blow ground level things that are hooked up to the junction. So cameras.
I didn't know if that bringing anything down would bring down.
No. This won't bring down your phone.
Wi-Fi and Bluetooth are still up.
Excellent.
It's all good, right?
All right. That's what we like. Oh, in that case then.
I mean, if the Wi-Fi goes, we're out.
Wait, well, maybe not Wi-Fi, but Bluetooth still up.
So
You will be bringing down essentially traffic signs.
yeah. So if we could do it enough to bring down cameras.
Oh yeah,
so
definitely.
There's not so many cameras on us, and to bring down the traffic lights to slow down the cops and cause traffic jams.
Yep, that's
That'd be
perfectly
really
fine.
good.
That is perfectly fine. I do find it funny that last session you used your powers to get the authorities here quicker, and now you're delaying them. Wonderful bit of irony. Okay, with that, then you shut this area down completely. People are getting like, what the fuck? And immediately start dispersing because without traffic signs, without traffic lights, the cars are not stopping. So the gawkers are just fleeing now. There's honkings, people are stopping. Some people swerve from across different blocks. Essentially, you are causing a mess. But that will delay the authorities by another 5 rounds.
We want distraction.
Okay, that distraction is done then.
Good.
Grifter, what is your move? You dug through.
I moved.
You are in, and Sphere, you have 2 people. You have been partially healed, just partially. You still are in what we can only describe as a metric fuck ton of pain. But you have 2 of your friends nearby. And essentially you can tell that maybe the worst has passed.
Yeah. No longer feeling like I'm about to fade out from consciousness, and possibly more at any given point. Let's see, Sphere is mostly aware of who's around them, so at the very least is aware of Nico and another figure at the edge of their vision.
I mean, that ugly mug you recognize.
Please, they've seen uglier. No, but there isn't much Sphere can do, but is going to just kind of groggily point to where they disconnected the blades and left them on the ground, and just go point towards that.
Give
a thumbs up.
Let's make that a charisma and influence roll. See if you can convey.
Sure.
I'm going to put in the difficulty of 1.
Okay.
To see if you can convey what you're trying to convey, as weak as you are.
This is a luck roll.
I will allow you to roll it without any penalties.
Okay. Then I get 2 dice.
Better.
Yeah. Guess who has no points in influence?
You all see Sphere like just waving a hand meekly. And maybe draw your
own conclusions.
Yeah, maybe they want to talk to you. Maybe you should get closer. You're not entirely sure.
Use your words, Sphere.
It's like a gentle sort of croaking noise, just that sort of. That's pretty much all I can manage right now.
Nico will look in that direction.
There's a pair of discarded blades just bloodied.
Never leave bloodied weapons behind on a scene. Nico grabs them.
Okay. The things. With that, we come.
You want to get caught? You leave a bloody weapon behind.
That's true. With that, we leave our pseudo initiative because you have delayed the authorities enough that it's no longer a factor. You have time now to decide what the hell you're going to do. You'll need to get Sphere out of this car.
For clarity's sake, Sphere is gonna, I will say, will probably come to their senses at least enough to recognize what's going on. And we'll just, seeing that you've already grabbed the blades, that's a relief. And the next thing is just going to be looking at whoever's closest by, which is probably Nico at this point, I guess.
Yeah. She's
kind
very
of
much still in your face.
Also gently reaching out towards Grifter. That's sort of like, let me make sure you're actually real and not just a hallucination. And then just go, just get me out. Just get me out. I know my legs are fucked. I don't want to see it. Just
Nico, you do see that there is trauma on the legs, some crushing, and what looks like cuts. Similar to you've been around knives enough to know that it looks similar to the blades that Sphere that you just picked up.
Just never recommend self-amputation. And she starts cutting whatever cloth or straps might be still restraining Sphere.
There is nothing restraining Sphere now. But you can tell from the damage on the dash that Sphere essentially cut themselves out from the dash by just cutting through with those blades.
Right. She'll start moving whatever small rubble is out of the way, trying to make a hole bigger so that Grifter can pull Sphere out because Nico's not going to be able to do it.
Gonna have Grifter make a roll, and your help is gonna provide 2 extra dice. We're gonna make this agility and athletics. We're gonna put the difficulty of this because you are trying to get someone who's severely injured out of a cramped space and try not to hurt them in any way. I'm gonna put the difficulty of this at 5.
5. Oh, happy days.
If you can, but I will allow a 6. If you don't get the number required, you will succeed at a cost. Meaning you will succeed, but you will inflict a level of damage on Sphere.
I do believe the reroll of the dice pool is still available.
Still available. And
Well, I think I've just been given a +2 boost.
there's another plus and a +2, yes.
So that's another 2 dice, or
No,
just
that is a 2 that you will add on top of the result of 1 die to increase the number rolled. So if you roll
Thank
the
you very
3,
much.
if you roll the
Chat.
3, you get it to a 5.
Right, here we go then.
I will laugh if this ends up knocking out Sphere again.
Possible.
Like in that sort of,
Right, so I got 4, and then using the 2,
There's a 3 there or a 4 there.
then I can make 5. Yeah.
You are exceedingly careful with Nico. You help getting things out of the way, but essentially you see Grifter moving with a precision and essentially grace, with precision, grace, and delicacy. Delicacy, no. Well, he eats. Fuck it.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, he's as more delicate in his treatment of Sphere that you have ever seen him do anything. He gingerly gets them out and is carrying them safely. Granted, Sphere also has enhancements and is a rather bulky individual. So, Grifter, this is heavy. This is a heavy load. You're now gonna have to figure out how to get out of here, from this first floor down to the ground floor and away while carrying Sphere.
Well, could we go? I mean, are we aware of this plan of yours?
Well, no.
Right.
Spoken to you.
No.
As usual.
It's like, whatever makes you think I tell you my plans.
Wow, we're just gonna have to carry Sphere down. Wait, I don't know any other way. How are we gonna
Jump.
Yeah. Good luck.
You have to remember as well that I'm around the corner with this junction box. I can't actually see. I'm assuming I can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Can I make
We have,
any
we
sort
have our
of...
comms though, right?
Yes, you do
Yeah.
have your comms.
I don't.
Yeah, so Nico's like,
No, I don't have my comms.
Why not?
oh, okay. Never mind.
So while this is going on,
Sorry, Anita, why don't you have your comms?
because it's at the base recording Lawrence.
Ah, right. Yes.
That's right.
Yes, very true.
What I want to do is do my matrix whammy to put in a call to my own comms to make it vibrate like hell, hoping that Karis is somewhere nearby so he will feel.
I will let you know. Karis does have his own comms.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Oh, in that case, then I'll just call his comms.
It has essentially like a text-to-speech interface, but he does have one, so you can contact him.
Oh, man, I was trying to be all clever, look.
Wait, this is not a horror movie where the phones are always set to vibrate and no one pays attention to them. Karis has been around all of you enough that he's just picked one up. But still, I'm gonna have you make because you're doing your freewheeling this one. I'm gonna have you make it just a logic and electronics roll difficulty 2. And I'm gonna make it difficulty 2 because of the distance, impart some difficulty because of noise.
So
just getting by on the edge. You send the message. What do you tell Karis?
I'll just say, Sphere hurt, it's bad, and then try and give some directions as to where we are.
Then send an emote of a bird, a helicopter.
Yeah, and just like, come quick.
Okay. In a place that you cannot see at this moment, a secret sunroof opens, and out flies up and away a bird boy.
I'm
It's a
sorry.
very large cat watching, going, fuck.
You will
My
arrive
immediate thought is just the announcer going, Birdman!
in space.
Attorney at law. Anyway.
Damn it. This is a very tense situation.
I'm
Sure.
sorry. This is how I deal with it.
You don't get a reply, KTP, mostly because Karis doesn't know where the fuck to send the reply. There is no number. It's KTP.
Yep. Yeah. So Nico is, as Nico's helping Grifter, realizing that KTP's not here and wanting to keep her updated. She's like, okay, we've got Nico, we've got Sphere out. We're on the first floor of the building. Grifter's carrying him, but we're gonna need some help getting Sphere out. And it's open channel.
Make an intuition and perception check.
Okay. 3, 6. Look, you started this.
I'm staying out of this.
That is
Yeah.
4 hits.
You are looking outside the rubble, trying to find KTP, and you look up and you see a figure, something flying your way. For a moment, you're not sure what you're seeing, and you realize Karis is coming. You also notice that
Yeah.
everything electric all around you, cameras,
The elevator.
everything around the area is knocked out.
Okay. Yeah, so she just kind of motions for Karis to come down.
Karis, I'm gonna need to make a roll for him to see if we can how he lands this one. Whole lot of 6s. Karis comes and swoops in, and essentially like folds in the wings at the last second and just skids to a halt in through the hole that you're waiting on.
Nico signs, take them home. Meet you there.
He nods, gets sphere from Grifter. He goes like, okay.
I mean, yeah.
And just jumps out of the hole and in midair starts going up again. It takes a few flaps, but eventually they're airborne. And Sphere is being carried home by your crowman, who rescued on the first episode of this entire game.
Oh God. It's all coming full circle. I'm sorry. I'm just now imagining Kara's actually lifting essentially like a 6-foot beefy orc with armor plating enhancements throughout their bone structure.
You're fortunate that where you all have cyberware, he was vat grown with a lot of bioware.
I mean, we're lucky. We're lucky he's very strong.
Is very strong. And he flies you home.
Nico just smacks Grifter in the arm. Come on, let's go.
How are you getting out?
Scrambling out.
Okay. I'm going to have you make an agility and athletics roll to see how well you get out, fall out, drop out, or just, fall on your face.
Can I use that outdoors again?
For this one, sure, allow outdoors as well. Put a difficulty of this one, a lower one. We'll put it at 3.
Okay, well, that's only one, so.
Okay, so you get crushed
She's
by
out
the
of
car.
practice.
I need you to roll your body.
Okay. No hits.
No hits. You take 3 levels of physical damage.
Okay.
You go down the same way, and then realize that when Grifter tried to climb, he destroyed all your handhelds, and you just fall down, cut yourself fall on a bunch of glass, and cut yourself. She's bump.
She's unrecognizable. She's got dirt smeared on her face, concrete powder, dried blood, Sphere's blood. Yeah, she looks a mess.
I assume you pick. You don't need to worry about picking up the glass where you bled on it. It's stuck to you.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
you can carry it with you.
Yeah. And she's also still got these blades tucked with her. So she kind of crawls out.
You're gonna have to like adjust the pocket because it kind of shifting. One of them is stuck to your leg.
Yeah. She just kind of looks around and just kind of slinks off.
I mean, right now I am ever so glad that I didn't try to crawl out of there.
And Grifter?
Well, I guess I'll follow Nico, right? We need to get out.
Agility and athletics.
I got 2.
You make a roll your body.
Can't even get out of a bloody car.
Oh boy.
Got Right. Okay. I got one, and that's right. So it's a roll of 6 dice.
That's
I've
enough.
got-
That's enough. You're only going to take 1 point of damage.
the problem I was going to say, the rest were ones. Does that count as a?
You can't glitch these rolls. You look down, see that Nico has kind of fallen in a heap, and you just kind of look around trying to find a way, and you kind of find some pieces of rubble that kind of create some platforms. And see, maybe I can parkour my way down, jump, and you don't fall in a heap and cut yourself or anything, but you don't exactly stick the landing. So you kind of twist it hurts, not enough you didn't twist your ankle, you didn't hurt yourself, but not the most graceful of landings.
Okay.
But any landing you can walk away from, it's a good one.
It's a good one, yeah.
And I think along the way you find KTP just blowing up a junction box.
Yeah. Oh, was this your substation?
Okay, so what is the plan for the 3 of us getting back? Are we just
Because walking. She's already started walking home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
She looked like she was stuck inside the building when it went off. She's kind of dazed and wandering down the street.
I'm going to let you two wander back, but I'm not leaving just yet.
Ooh.
But this is probably stupid.
What is KTP going to do?
Look at it die. So I'm going to put my what do you call it? I need to remember the name. Oh, the electrochromatic feature on my clothes to blend in even more. So I've got that and my blandness, right? And then at the beginning of the session, you said someone was running away from the scene. So I'm assuming that's Pincer.
Yep.
So I'm going to do a scan to see if I can figure out what direction he was headed in.
Make an intuition and electronics roll.
Intuition
Do you want me to write over here?
Intuition of what?
Electronics.
Alternatively, and just because it's come up, I'll allow outdoors as well. Intuition and outdoors if you want to.
No, I haven't got it. Suggest this. Lucky 3 again.
You interface with cameras beyond this area, moving in the direction that you can kind of see some of the damage left behind and start following what looks like a trail, and then start interfacing with cameras. And what you see is that Pincer ran straight towards the building you're trying to get into. Essentially, he ran to work.
Right. Okay.
Figure because if he went back home, it would mean doubling back around the area where everybody was congregated. So he just went to the other location.
Okay.
He's supposed to go to.
So
from the cameras you can tell though, this guy moves fast.
Right.
He is game wise in terms of rounds, movement per round. Most of you move 10 meters around. That's the standard minor action movement. He's moving at 50.
Right. Okay. So I'll just keep that knowledge for now and then head back to the base also.
You head back to home base. Sphere has been laid out in their room with a cover and waiting for the rest of you to do what you do.
Can we say that we have some type of like first aid kit or med kit or something like that.
I've
We can
got
apply
med kit.
bandages and stuff.
Karis has already applied basic first aid.
Okay.
I'm gonna make his roll. Sphere, you heal. You heal 2 more health levels. And that's as far as the first aid can go. But you've been bandaged, your wounds have been cleaned, and Karis is taking care of essentially taking you out of these clothes and putting you in something, more comfortable.
Yeah, now Sphere would not be in a situation to, like, at best, can move their head side to side at the moment.
I would be honest, he did his best, but in the end just pulled out, turned his hands into claws and just shredded your clothes and then put something more comfortable on you. Basically left you in undergarments.
Listen, dignity is secondary, survival is primary.
Okay. You all arrive back at the base. Lawrence was woken up by a sudden message through the comms of it's bad, it's very, very bad, and is standing by Sphere's room and is monitoring the situation. Buddy, he helped with the first aid. Kara's acted as a nurse for him.
While this is going on, and obviously the group's occupied, so KTP is going to see Lawrence involved and then quietly sneak into the room where he was laid and get her comms back and sneak back out again.
I'm going to make you make an agility and stealth roll for me.
Oh. I figured you might.
And we're going to have it opposed by Nico's intuition and perception.
Okay. Does the fact that is also her lodge, does that come into play?
No, because this is just a purely physical thing. It's not a magical role involved.
Okay. So intuition and perception.
Sorry, I'm debating whether to use some edge.
It depends on how spiteful you may be.
Great.
All right, so I'm going to use 2 edge for 2 rerolls because I think I might need them. Yeah, I don't need them. That's 3. I've got 3, but do I still have to do the 2 rerolls because I've called it?
Yeah, because I got 3 rolls, so
I'll do
it. Yep.
Yeah, sorry for.
You are too concerned with Sphere and making sure they're okay that KTP moves in and out while your attention is focused on this other room. Basically, the moment you turn, for a moment you're making sure that everyone's okay, then you turn to focus on Sphere for a moment, and in that moment, KTP went in and out and got their comm.
Yeah, Nico makes checks on Sphere, Lawrence and Karis, and then goes and sits down at the kitchen table with a bottle of scotch, a tumbler, and tweezers, and she's just kind of like pulling glass out of her hands and her legs.
Lawrence interrupts you, gives you a light smack on the hand, and says, "I'll take care of this."
Where has Nico put the blades?
They're sitting on the kitchen table next to the scotch.
That's a KTV's obviously back with the group after getting her comms, so she picks up the blades and just says,
Nico, you are fully healed.
KTP says, I'm just going to take a look at these, and goes to her room with the blades.
You'll see that there is a blood on the blades.
And that's why I want to use my biometrics reader.
Okay, I'm going to have you make a Oh, we haven't done logic and biotech in a long while.
All right. So. Oh no, I'm just keeping track of edge as well. Sorry.
Am I a bad person if I point out that
So
you're also going to have to differentiate between two kinds of blood on here?
That's going to increase the difficulty. Yes.
So, those blades are shredded.
I'm gonna put it straight up. The additional blood on these blades is gonna increase the difficulty by 1.
Okay.
If you roll 3 hits, I'm gonna give you information. If you roll 5 hits, I'm gonna give you a lot more information.
I'm not gonna get 5.
I mean, you could always get edge from everyone else and try to explode them.
Hold on. Wait, hold on 1 second.
I can give you 1 edge.
I have no edge left. I burned it all already.
How much is the exploding for?
4. How much do you need?
Right, hold on. Let me. I'm trying to work out how much I need. So that would be.
Also, there's a reroll available, just to know. And that's a full reroll of the entire pool.
Right. Should I just do it now?
And now there's a +3.
Oh, thank you.
+3.
Excellent. Thank you. Right. So I've got 1 edge that I can spend right now. So trying to figure out what the chances are of me getting 5 out of this. It's slim, I'm not gonna lie, it's slim. All right, let's just do it, right? So I'm gonna use my edge for a reroll, and then we've got a +3 dice boost.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's 3 in that. So I've got a 3 that I can change to a 6 for the boost. So that means that's 4. So out of this reroll, we really need a hit. We've got a 6.
That's 5 hits then. Excellent. First of all, yes, you differentiate between all the different blood samples of blood. You find one that matches sphere. You discard that one. You find a bit of blood that might have belonged to Nico from an accidental jab. Discard that. The other one is pincers. There are markers on this blood that, through your knowledge and the aid of all your tools, you know are essentially degenerative genetic markers. So there's a genetic degeneration there, almost like genetic flaws that are commonly seen in cloning. Not only that, the specific markers you're seeing on this blood sample, it matches some of the stuff, some of the almost signature that you all saw in the information of that prototype, almost like 3D genetic printer you took on your first gig.
Right.
From that lab where you rescued Karas and everyone else, you took a prototype of what was essentially a 3D genetic printer. The markers on this blood sample match that perfectly.
Right.
Meaning the pincer likely was printed out by some folk you know.
Right. Okay. What she's also
What I'll also tell you is this clone is partially enhanced with the same enhancements that Grifter has. So they can take a lot of cyberware. But you can, from what you say, seeing there's some part of the defects is this clone won't live that much. The clone maybe has a decade left. And then at some point, they're going to start breaking down. You don't know exactly how. It's likely going to be, spontaneous tumor growth and cancerous tissue just starting to pop up. But this clone is not going out nicely.
I'm just going to ask this question to the group, kind of half in character as KTP talking to herself and half not. How do we know Grifter's not a clone?
We don't.
How do we know any of you are not clones? You don't.
I'm just wondering, like, would KTP make that connection between seeing those markers and realizing Pincer's not got an awful lot left to live, and then going, oh, Grifter, and like seeing that connection?
I mean, you could always ask Grifter for a little blood and run some tests.
All right. We might save that conversation for
let's save that
a little
conversation
later.
for another day, shall we?
Why does that have to be a conversation?
That could just be a quick scan.
Like,
No,
by the way, Grifter, I think you might die in less than a decade. Can I have some blood so I can find out?
Is
No,
that
I
not
mean,
something
just-
you'd want to know?
Just punch him in the nose.
Why would you do that?
Sparring.
I mean,
Sparring.
there
And
are-
we were sparring.
Okay.
I mean,
Alternately-
there are methods of extracting blood samples, sure.
I was going to say, alternately, he did just get hurt. You could just be like, oh, let me clean that up for you and take a swab.
Exactly.
I mean, do you want to find out if Sphere is a clone?
Oh, for
Or Nico. Although, why anybody would clone Nico is.
I was going to
beyond-
say, Sphere cannot be a clone because I can't imagine anyone looking at Sphere and going, I
mean,
want two of that.
As far as you don't know, but the real secret major villain of our final arc is going to be the Witch Queen Nico. This Nico is just a clone.
You'll have to supplant the original.
Okay. Oh, KTP is not going to do anything with that information just yet, but he's just going to ruminate on it. But while she's doing the stuff with the blades, she's also taking the recording off of her comms and keeping a copy on her.
I'm
machine.
going to allow you to make a willpower and intuition roll, and add an extra die because of your security specialty. And actually, I'm going to give you an edge for this because this is, let's call it prior knowledge.
Okay. So,
You got enough die.
hang on a second.
You can use the trainer. Anyway. The cat's got out of it.
One of those.
It's something I want to remind you because I know a lot is going on. So maybe a friendly reminder might help.
Great. There was only two.
That's,
That was
that's
rubbish.
enough. You know that there is another avenue of investigation you have, and it's the logs from Sphere's drones. And you were given the admin access to Sphere's systems.
Quick note, that access was changed in the aftermath.
And
The
you
only thing I'm
don't-
left access to was the porcupine.
You don't have access to those systems.
But you can get
That's
it if you
fine.
ask very nicely.
That's fine.
Yeah,
right.
the only piece so far you don't have is the sphere side of things and what they could have seen.
I think all KTP would do right now is do the analysis of the blood and take the recording of her comms of Lawrence and save a copy on her PC for analysis once everyone else has gone to sleep.
I will tell you straight away, your recording of Lawrence picks something up. But you immediately tell it's not in English, it's in French.
Ooh, okay.
Well, that's, I think, the perfect place for us to take our 10-minute break. So go, everyone, take 10 minutes, stretch, get something to drink, and we'll be back in 10 minutes with the rest of our story. See you in a bit. And we're back. As you may notice, our sphere is not with us for the remainder of this episode. Diane,
they're not dead.
They're not dead. Sad Diane did need to go a bit earlier. And with Sphere laid out, and as the episode name says it, Bloodied, Battered, and Bruised, it seemed the best way to let them go and have a good nap and rest.
Nico goes in and whispers weird shit in Sphere's ears while they're tripping balls. Because that's what you do when people are on morphine.
The Firebringer is looking at you like, the fuck is wrong with you?
I helped.
Fear is stable. They will need to recover. It's going to take days for them to be back on their feet and productive. Which means that for the time being, you are on your own for the task at hand.
What time of day is it?
Since Sphere pretty much went to do this around noon. Right now, you're getting to the end of the day.
Okay.
It's already dusk, and things are winding down. The news report that there is footage of the car being thrown. Actually, there's no footage of the car being thrown into the building. There's only footage of the car in the building. And there was a terrible accident. Authorities, but no one was severely hurt. Of course, they don't mention that, hey, the people inside the car were not there.
Would the authorities be able to sort of know who the car was sort of belonged to, or?
It is, the car is not registered to anyone.
Right, okay.
It's registered to there is a license plate, but the license plate goes to no one.
Right, okay, cool.
Nico takes a nap and then gets ready for night shift at the to present herself at the building. And she'll check with KTP after her nap to see if they're ready to go.
Are you heading to the job?
Yeah. Well, Nico's ready to head to the job that evening for night shift.
Okay.
I think KTP is probably a little bit more reserved after, because I think as well it was her who suggested they split up.
Yeah.
So I think she's feeling a little bit guilty right now and wondering whether it's such a good idea to dive straight in. So I'm gonna check, where are we? Have we left Sphere in Sphere's room and
Yeah, I assume so.
I would think we were back in the main room that Sphere is, we know where Sphere's tucked in, and Nico's had her nap. She comes out and she's like, you can see that she's getting ready to go.
Lawrence has just left at the end of the day because he does need to go back to Malcolm.
So when all this kicked off last session, where were I? I know I was going somewhere on my own.
What, and you can't remember?
We're going to the warehouse.
That was it. Yes.
You are still free to go.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Is it because I can't go with you two, can I? Because that doesn't work.
Why?
Can I pull off the underhand? We've tried this before, this kind of thing, and I did really badly at it.
Yeah, right. Good point.
You could come play janitor with us.
Oh yeah, go on then. I'll do the janitor thing. Why not?
Right. So
safety in numbers.
If you two say like Grifter and Nico are kind of making the plan to get to the place, and like KTP's like, whoa, hang on a minute. Did no one just see what happened to Sphere? And you two want to go straight back out on another job?
Well,
that was part of the job. We have to do this. The longer we wait, what do we gain by waiting?
Sphere just almost died, right?
Nah, it's just a flesh wound.
I mean, Sphere almost died, but I mean, that could happen to any of us at any time, even if we weren't on a job.
So if that was me there, you lot would just leave me here and go out on another job.
It's part of the same job. It was part of the same job. They were tracking they were going to track Pincer.
I think like KTP is like visibly like in shock. Like she doesn't know how to respond. I think in her head, like this is just stupidity right now, that we're not being more cautious. But I think like there's an element of guilt that's kind of playing into that though.
What would you change? How would you do this differently?
We're going into this place that we now know is guarded by someone like that monster that we found. And we don't even have a plan other than pretending to be janitors. Does this not sound like a little bit unprepared?
I'm bringing guns.
We all know how that turns out.
I mean, all we're doing is scoping the place out. We're not doing anything except taking a look around. Where are the camera placements?
Oh, hang on. I'll just point out that Sphere was just scoping things out. And look how that turned out.
What do you want to do, KTP?
So at this point, she turns around to face Grifter and sort of pushes him back. So he either kind of falls into a chair or falls, so he's sitting on the table. We're in the kitchen bit, is that right?
I assume that would be.
Yeah. So then she reaches over to the counter, grabs a knife, and grabs Grifter's arm. His real arm. Have you got?
Doesn't have real arms.
Sorry.
He doesn't have real arms.
All right then.
I don't know why that means metal arms, but it does.
All right, lifts his vest to reveal real skin, not cybernetics, and then does a small cut.
What the fuck are you doing?
I'm going to narrow this down for the non-KTPs. You have just seen KTP. First, be what the fuck is going on? What are we doing? And then push Grifter onto a chair, lift his shirt, and cut him.
Because scene. Should I get popcorn?
What are you doing?
So I've got my biometric reader and I'm scanning your blood.
Oh, I see where we're going. Right. Why are we doing this for?
I'm not responding. I'm just looking at the machine, waiting for
make a roll. Intuition and logic and biotech.
Logic and biotech.
Yep.
2. That's 8.
8.
Yeah, took me to do it over here.
Yeah, you
Nico just sighs and goes and gets the first aid kit again.
Sorry, dice on the floor.
We have a cat issue.
Cat in the dice tray. So that is 3.
You don't see any of the degenerative markers that you saw on Pincer. You do see that there is something hinky in his genetic code, but you were already kind of expecting that.
But do you want to explain to me what this is all about now?
KTV's looking at the machine. I know when she sees the results, she's just like, oh, thank fuck for that, and puts it down, and then visibly kind of herself collapses back into a chair, like visible relief.
What is going on?
Paris walked into the kitchen the moment you cut. Grifter turned around and walked away.
I'm going to count at 3. If someone doesn't explain why you've just cut me, I might just lose my shit.
Okay, so like KTP tells them about analysing the blood that were on Sphere's blades, that she was able to separate Sphere's blood and Pincer's blood, and what she found about Pincer being the clone, and the fact that he only has a decade left to live, and she was concerned that the same thing was affecting Grifter because she saw similar markings.
And you thought the best way to solve this problem was to stab me.
So if I'd walked up to you,
It was more
and
a
gone,
cut than
by
a
the way, I
stab.
think you're going to die. Like, would you honestly have like let me do any of this or taken it well?
Couldn't we have done like a little injection rather than the stab?
You know, you're like with needles.
No, good point.
I mean, it was more the cut than the stab, really.
Yeah, stop being a wuss.
Well, I'm the only one in the room that's just been stabbed.
And you were the only one that I thought was going to die in less than 10 years.
Well, you carry on stabbing people willy-nilly, that's what's going to happen.
All right, you're not. So that means we're going to have to fuck with you whining for 10 years.
Yeah,
Right.
Stuck with it. Right, anyway. Back
He
to the
goes just
job
like with the popcorn.
I'm just feeling a little bit freaked out by all this, right?
That doesn't
Sphere
mean-
goes to track a guy. He turns out to be some mutant clone. He can move 5 times as fast as a human. Sphere almost dies because he decides to take a severe disliking to them. And there's me thinking that Grifter might also die at some point too. Like, you know, it's been a bit of a day.
That doesn't negate that we have a job to do and a job that puts Malcolm's life on the line.
Look, we
There's
just go
not a
in,
whole lot of time.
have a little look around,
Exactly.
mop some floors.
No guns.
We only bring small guns.
No guns.
We only bring knives.
That's fair. I mean, knives are fair as long as they're, not going to pick up by
Pointy
the metal
sticks and
detector.
harsh language.
Just for
Well,
the
you
record,
do
I'm
have
saying
magic.
this is a bad idea. Just
Why?
for the record.
Is it going to be any better tomorrow?
No, it won't be.
Is 24 hours going to make a difference?
Of course, the only other downside is we've now got to walk to this place because our only car's been written off. But
All right, so 3 janitors turn up without any kit and without a janitor's van. Yeah, that's going to look really good.
they won't know. It'll be fine.
I think
What
at
do,
this point,
what do we know about the company that does the maintenance? I mean, I thought KTP already got us into their records as
Jackal
employees.
gave us blueprints and we found out that they employ contractors to do maintenance tasks.
I thought part of that was KTP making us employees
No,
of the janitor. Oh,
we haven't done anything
Oh,
as far as I remember.
Actually, when all of this kicked off, you and Sphere and KTP were heading to the building to start a shift as janitors.
So we've already done the background.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't make you roll for it because by now it's.
Yeah, it's something that we've done before.
All right. Okay.
Oh yeah,
All right,
I
fair
think
enough.
I do fit. Remember
Yeah.
that, actually. Yeah.
Fair enough. But
Let's
then
do
maybe
it.
it was because we didn't roll for it. Yeah, I think by this point, KTP has just resigned herself to stupidity. It's just like, whatever. And it's just going to do what Nico and Grifter tell her to.
If you don't want to go, if you want to stay here and watch over Sphere, that's fine. But we already know that the place is some kind of cage that you can't get to from the outside.
Exactly. So you guys can't do anything without me. So,
but we can. That's why you're supposed to come along, is so we can.
I'm here, aren't I? And I like she's getting like really think sarcastic teenager. I think that's what's coming out of KTP right now.
I mean, the worst thing that's going to happen is we scrub toilets.
And at this point, because that comment lightens the mood, like KTP sort of nudges Nico with her elbow and go, "Can you imagine Grifter whizzing down the toilet?"
Nico, make an intuition and perception roll.
Okay. Anything in particular that I'm percepting? Just because I have a few things that I get edge on.
This is more like a sense motive, just detect
okay
mood and such.
Okay. That is 3 hits.
Kim, please describe in detail, because I don't think KTP is making too much of an effort to hide anything. What is KTP's full state of mind and emotion at the moment? Because I think now with that role, Nico gets a full grasp on exactly what KTP's state of mind and emotion is.
Yeah, I think like she feels responsible because it was her who suggested splitting the group up. And normally KTP is always the one that's like, no, we shouldn't split up. We should do this as a team. So like the one time that she's kind of in her mind been brave and taken a risk, it's kind of backfired. It's resulted in Sphere almost dying. So she feels like really guilty. Like one of their team, like who she's kind of sworn to look after, is now in another room. Well, previously moments from death.
I imagine she kind of paused and she's kind of watching KTP. And she gets up and pulls her chair around, sits down next to her, and just scoots up right next to her. You know, the chair seats are touching, and she kind of leans in so that their shoulders and arms are touching. And she goes, what happens, happens. I've gone into places alone. Grifter's gone to places alone. You've gone places alone. Malcolm needs us. I can't handle losing anybody else. We have to get this done.
But it's my fault. We almost did lose someone.
No, it is not your fault. You weren't there.
It was me who sent Sphere out there.
No, it wasn't. It was Sphere who decided to go. And that's not Sphere's fault either. Shit happens.
So what? That's our tattoos for our other wrists.
What are we going to do? Okay. The sooner we get this job done for the Jackal, sooner we get the information that we need to help Malcolm. We go in tonight. We're just looking around, looking for ways to get computer access. What's the security set up? What offices and places do we get access to? What's going on down below? We're just looking around. We're not taking anything. We're not touching anything. We're just looking around. We're emptying waste baskets.
Okay. So KTP looks Nico in the eyes and says, fine. Then she turns to Grifter and goes, but no guns.
Whatever you say.
Nico leans around KTP and looks at Grifter and goes, except the ones in your arms.
KTP, you get a message. It's from Mixer. It says, ready for that immersion when you are.
Oh, crap. So now we need to make a choice whether we do that first. Well, that's not fair. Okay, so KTP goes back to Nico and says, we're just looking, right?
That's
like
it.
Tonight, he's just looking.
It's all recon.
So then KTP
I learned that
replies-
word from him, by the way. And she points to Grifter.
So KTP replies to Mixer and says, on a job, we'll stop by once finished. Sorry, so they're giving again.
What do you do?
So I have a vague recollection, right, of at some point when we were dealing with Flashfire, like he had something that got through our security, and then I took a copy of it. I can't find it in my notes. Can anyone remember? We had something that we got. I'm sure it was Flashfire.
Don't know.
Flashfire got through Sphere's security
Okay.
constantly.
I remember us getting something from Flashfire. Something to do with security, but
No,
obviously not written
what
it
you got
down.
from Flashfire was that when you hacked your way to identifying where he was located, you dismantled his security so thoroughly that you got essentially a permanent buff on edge when interacting with his
Yeah, maybe
security
that's what I'm
systems.
thinking of. All right, ignore that then. Okay, yeah, ignore that. So I guess KTP's just sent the reply back to Mixer, and then he's waiting for Nico and Grifter to
Grifter's
tell
just
it what to do, I
bandaging
guess.
himself up, and he's ready.
Nico's dressed, she's got the uniforms and everything. And she's like, okay.
Let's do it.
How far away is this place? I know, but we were going to walk there.
4
weren't we?
blocks.
Yeah.
It was 4 blocks.
Blocks,
Yeah.
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 So it's easy enough to walk.
You head to the building. As it was before, just nondescript skyscraper list of about 10 different companies that supposedly use different offices. You walk in and immediately security stops you. They check your credentials, and KDP and Grifter have just disappeared into the Matrix.
Something about cats and dice, I think.
Your credentials are checked, and you are going to be scanned. I'm going to ask, are you carrying anything untowards?
I'm not, because I said no guns.
Nico carrying anything hinky?
The only thing that she would be carrying hinky would be a folding knife, because Nico thinks of knives as tools, not weapons, or that's the way she comes off. And she'd be like, "Oh, I always have. Sorry," and she'll hand it out. And she goes, "I can pick this up at the end of my shift, right?"
Yes. We'll just
Okay,
keep it
no.
here safe.
Okay.
Grifter. Is Grifter carrying any toys?
Of course he fucking is.
He might have something in his smuggling compartment in his arm.
Hey. I'm going to check something real quick before I make this roll.
It's a kitten. He has a kitten.
Kittens have a bag of love. That's what I've brought with me. I mean, it is a smuggling compartment, so like, it should be pretty scan proof, right? It's my story and I'm going with it.
Kevin?
Hmm?
When I notice they start paying more attention to Grifter,
We'll get there.
okay.
I'm going to roll for their scanner. I need to get 8 hits.
Because I would like to cast chaos to interrupt with their scanners.
If you attempt to roll to cast chaos, I will be resisting with 16 dice. Because this is a piece of extremely complicated technology. Which, as you know, magic not that good with.
Right. Shit. I'm just looking at chaos up.
Your choice. Also, I will have you make an agility and stealth roll to hide the fact that you're casting a spell.
Oh, it's all going wrong. We haven't even got in the bloody
She starts to think about it. And I think
I will tell you this straight away. It may be night. It may be nighttime. These guards are alert.
Yeah. And
they are not lazying about. They are very much in the job.
So I think what happens is she thinks about it. It's like breathing to her, to fuck with this technology. And I think as she kind of starts to edge out of a security guard's line of sight, she looks over at KTP and drops the magic. Because she told KTP, we were just looking.
Oh. Grifter.
Yes.
I'm going to make this roll
Uh-huh.
to see if we can see into your
No.
movement. I'm rolling 18 dice.
Oh.
I've rolled almost half the pool. I have 4 hits.
Drum roll.
Three more dice to roll. I have 7 hits.
Please be ones. Please be
8
ones.
hits. The alarms go off. What do you have in your concealment and your smuggling?
It's like the little sort of, it's the small, it's not like a hand, it is a handgun, but it's like a the little concealed one?
The handgun appears on the scanner. They all draw weapons on you.
Okay. So immediately, whoa. I work at
What
night.
did you do? What did you do? It's our first night on the job.
Well, I forgot I got it on me. I forgot I got it.
Okay, I'm going to need you to make a charisma and con, Grifter, and I'm going to give you an extra 2 dice because Nico is helping you.
Oh my god. This is not going to be
If
good.
they detect that you're bullshitting, they will open fire.
So, you got 7.
You want to roll it over there?
Yeah,
Because
can
I've
do.
got a cat in the way in.
Do you want to look at that?
Was that 5?
Yeah.
5.
5 hits. Okay. I'm going to roll once for all the guards. They have a perception rating of 5 and 4 intuition. 2. 3. They believe you. You see them visibly relax a bit and still say, remove the weapon, hand it over.
Okay, so the arm pops open. I just sort of present my arm with a compartment
They
open.
grab the weapon, remove the cartridge, pull out the round in the chamber, and seal it away and says, we're going to keep this one.
I get it back when I go, right?
They don't reply.
Nico punches him in the nose.
It's not the same thing as a switchblade mate.
Yeah, okay. I need the job. I've got to go in.
Their asses in. And they go back to their stations.
You just hear Nico. They can hear Nico as they're going on. She's just just. I need this job. What were you thinking? And she's like smacking him on the shoulder. And
I will just tell you and everyone watching, you were 2 hits away from getting your ass shot.
Oh.
Yeah.
From the point of view of KTP and Nico, you get scanned. You see the full body scan, nothing. Nico, before it even happens, pulls out the switchblade, gives it, scan, nothing. You see them calibrate the scanner a bit because Grifter has some very apparent cyber gear. So, some of it is going to throw like a false positive. So they go with him a really slow scan. And like one arm, just fine. Like half of his body, fine. And then you see that silhouette of that handgun just glowing like it's radioactive. And you see immediately, you hear the click of the holster being like the latch release. And just that sound of metal against leather as the guns are drawn. And thankfully, you realize that you have managed to pull it off and have gone inside. But we're very close on this entire approach to your mission, going what is scientifically known as tits up.
Yeah, they did it. So it's all right.
Just want to point out the level.
Yeah. Right, so where are we headed? In this building.
You do have an itinerary, more like the priority order of the different offices and the different levels. You pretty much have the run of the place. There are certain offices in some of the floors where you cannot enter. You don't have the keys for them. Mostly executive offices. But other than that, you pretty much can move around as you wish.
All right, so I think KTP sort of says under her breath, we are not splitting up this time.
We can cover more ground that way.
No, we're not. We stay together because we're going to have to take notes on our own individual things.
Okay. Just saying.
Says a guy who bought a gun as a janitor.
I forgot it was in there.
Nico Gibbs slaps him again. She's standing on her tiptoes and just ow.
All right. Said I was sorry. But let's just hope we don't need it.
We're not going to need it. We're just checking things out.
And Nico she pulls out like a little notebook. Wherever they start, if they start at the bottom or they start at the top of it, and she's just like she's making notes on her first, like you do on the first day of a job, of where things are located and what you're supposed to do, and all of the things you're supposed to remember. Except she's writing down camera locations, she's writing down access codes, that kind of stuff.
So Jackal didn't actually tell us anything about where the data they wanted was saved, right? They've just said that it's in this building, can only access it from inside, and this is what the data is that they want.
I'll tell you, based on your previous experience with similar setups where there is a building up top and then part of the building going down, usually the secrets are down.
Along with the centipede clones, yeah.
Yes, along with those.
So let's start at the bottom and work our way up to the top.
Yeah. There are about 12 floors. Well, no, more like 20. And basically there are 10 companies, each taking 2 floors. I'm going to have you decide what you want to roll for what you want to find. There, you can roll perception, electronics, cracking, anything you want to do in terms of exploring this environment, and try to gather as many clues as you want. Even if you want some athletics for some breaking and entering. That's up to you what you want to do.
Okay. So
these 20 floors are a free investigative area for you to choose your approach.
Well, it's like some sort of Faraday cage, right? Where it's so that would be drawing a lot of power, perhaps, to keep it all.
The entire building is likely drawing a lot of power.
Yeah, because obviously I can't do anything to get the data in the real world. I'm assuming I need to be in the Matrix, so I need to get to we need to find where the best location would be for me to do that.
Nico's looking for server rooms when she's cleaning. She's looking for because usually that stuff is on servers somewhere. You
do find, for example, when you go up to the first and second floor, the second floor holds basically the IT department for that company, and their server room is on that floor. The server room is closed, though. You do not have keys for it.
Okay. She makes a note, and it looks like her notes look like clean this desk, or clean this, or empty this trash, and it's keyed to where cameras are located. And she makes a note of whatever kind of lock is on that door.
I will have you make a charisma. No, actually, no. Either charisma or a logic and con. So you can disguise these notes as a cipher.
Charisma and con, right up her alley. Do I have anything that's going to help me on this? Will my improved senses of sight help me on
No.
this?
No.
Okay.
Because basically, this is for disguising the relevant information in fluff. So if on the way out, the guards check your notes, by any chance, they don't see, wait, this matches all the camera positions or something.
Okay. I rolled 7 dice. I have 4 6s and 1 5 for a total of 5 hits.
5 hits. You disguise these notes, and the way you disguise them, because you use charisma, is that you add unnecessary fluff. Like notes on how pretty the wallpaper is. And oh, look at the decoration on this desk. And you add a bunch of nonsense. Basically, you disguise fact with personality.
Okay.
So anyone looking at it would look like, wow, this person notices all the bullshit.
There are 3 pictures on this desk, and they've got silk flowers over here. Gonna have to dust those a lot. And yeah, got it.
Okay. That you will, through this, you will be able to complement the building plans that you have, the very limited ones, with camera positions and find blind spots. In fact, you find a blind spot in the second floor, which is the bathrooms. The bathrooms themselves are complete blind spots. So if anyone wants to do anything out of sight, you can do it there. Even hiding, for example, if you want to hide gear that you somehow bring in, bathrooms are a good place to stash them.
If you need to do a physical hack, you can sit in the bathroom and work.
How many people are in the building at the moment?
At the moment, there are still some stragglers working.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the people have left, and security, and well, you guys.
So I'm assuming that in this building, there must be like a janitor's closet where we've been able
several.
Right. So
several per floor.
If we go to the janitor's closet and grab some, like the yellow stands, like cleaning in progress kind of thing, and put those outside of the toilets. So KTP is going to go in to the toilets, tell Nico and Grifter not to kind of go too far. Like, we're not splitting up, but she just wants to go into the matrix, not to kind of start digging, but just to kind of see, like, get a feel for it, see what she's up against.
You dive into VR and the world disappears around you, replaced by a rush of ones and zeros as your cat avatar takes form. And you are standing almost, it looks like like outer space. There are just twinkling lights around you. You realize you're kind of like in this staging area within this building, because you can see that while in here you can't see anything outside. Your other hosts, the last bar on the right, all your different access commands, all your different shortcuts, none of them work. The only thing that exists is this universe inside the building. And then you start seeing a bunch of spheres. They're these perfectly smooth, round, black spheres. They are connected to one another. And you realize, and they go up and across distances. It's all the hosts that are in this building.
Okay.
It is not just a single giant host. It's been divided into different sections. Like, you can identify that a lot of them have company names matching the companies in the building. In fact, all of them do, but they are all connected. Like, all the hosts have links to one another. It almost looks like a molecule. You see, like a little ball, a line connecting to another, forming a giant molecule in space. You are outside, and from the outside, there's very little information that you can gather. What
So
I will
right
tell
now-
you, though, is just probing the outside of one of these spheres, like for the company that is on the first floor, the security system is formidable. You will be contending against a system with a lot of dice.
Okay.
So what you will likely need to do, all of you, is figure out perhaps which of these hosts holds the most relevant of data,
Yeah.
and target that one instead of trying to rummage around.
How many spheres are there?
There are, in total, I told you there were 20 floors, 10 companies. There are 15 spheres.
Okay.
5 of them are unmarked.
5 are unmarked.
You when you try to get a name for the host, you don't get anything.
Okay.
Is there any paper left around, like in the garbage cans or through a shredder or anything like that?
Nothing sensitive.
Nothing said, but anything with an indication of the business or the work that's being done.
Yes. And all innocuous. For example, one of the companies is in manufacture. It's like work orders or, import, export stuff. Anything that is sensitive, likely that you are well aware that in a place like this, anything sensitive gets shredded and gets rid of fairly quickly.
Okay. Do we have access to the shredder?
Yes, you do.
Nico's going to start combing through, seeing what she can kind of, because with shredders, it's like, yeah, you get the strips, but they come out strips in a page. So if unless somebody's going in there and fluffing it.
If you make an intuition and perception roll, difficulty 5, you can potentially find something that has not been completely removed.
Okay.
This is across the building.
I rolled 4. I got 4 hits.
4 hits. You don't find enough. You find some pieces of paper on one office and some in another office that seem to hold relevant information of stuff that is not relevant to the company itself.
Mm-hmm.
Like might be relevant to what is really going on in this building. But there are not enough fragments for you to get the juicy bits.
Do I get which
I will tell you,
companies?
you still have, there is a reroll available if you want to take it and reroll that pool.
What do you think, guys?
Do it.
Yeah, do it.
Nope. I only got 3 hits on that one. Do I get enough to know
Okay.
which 2 companies?
Yes. The
Okay.
2 companies, the names are actually familiar
Okay.
because you saw them last time. The companies are Paraglide Entertainment and Infodrain. First one is a PR company and like talent management. And the second one is an IT consultancy.
Okay.
So for the employee records that Jackal gave us, were any other companies mentioned on them? Because they're the companies that I've got, that they're the first ones we picked out of that information. But was anything else provided?
Yes, you have full employee records for all those, for all the companies. I just mentioned that you had Paraglide and Infodrain because one employee on each matched were the faces were the other 2 members of Sphere's original Shadowrun team. And actually on Infodrain, another member of the staff was the person that Grifter knew, though I think Grifter kept that one close to the vent.
Yeah.
So while you're doing your whammy and Nico has wandered to the shredding area, Grifter finds himself alone.
What does Grifter do when he's alone?
Right, so as we're going up and down the elevators, I'm assuming there's a main elevator that takes you to the different floors of different businesses. In they normally have like a what would you call it? Telling you what business was on what floor, right? So you'd know. So I'm going to look for the floor that has got Taxol business on it.
What?
Taxol.
I might have spelled it wrong.
Which was where the Miranda Allen was a person I recognised in the building.
Sure. You find that one is on the 12th floor.
So I'm assuming I'm still on my own and everybody's busy.
Despite being told not to split up, I'll just point that out.
I will tell you straight away, Nico, you notice that at one point Grifter is not there.
Fuck, we are getting him a leash. I swear we're going to get him a leash.
So
as soon as she finishes whatever she's doing, she's going to go start looking for him.
So you might notice the lift going up to the 12th floor.
You get to the office, it is empty.
So I've got me cleaning products, me whatever, me mop, or I'm doing the thing, and I'm kind of checking the desks for maybe a name plate or anything that might give away the desk that belongs to this Miranda. Would I be able to
find the door?
The door?
Yes.
Is the door locked?
It says Miranda Allen, Chief Executive Officer.
Oh.
Door locked or?
Door locked. As with all executive doors, locked.
Okay. And obviously while I'm pretending to polish the door and the door handle and, anti-bac and all that, I'm sort of checking for cameras. Are there cameras? This is as a blind spot, maybe not a blind spot.
There is a camera. There is not a camera pointing at the door specifically.
Right. Okay. Okay. So Grifter's an idiot, but he's not a bloody idiot. So he's not going to attempt to. He's not going to attempt to do anything to the door because we all know that's going to end. But I'm assuming there would be on one of the desks that's outside pens, paper, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, there is stationery.
Yeah. So.
And there are closets with more office supplies.
Take a piece of paper and just write on the piece, little piece of paper. I don't know.
You really are an idiot, aren't you?
Yeah, I am. Right. Bad decisions. It's not Sphere's only. Right. Anyway, so just.
Kimmy's going to do his move in a moment.
You may be aware that you're different, and I haven't seen you for a long time. If you're interested in getting in touch, call this number, and I'm going to put my comms number or whatever the detail would be.
Oh my god!
And I'm just going to fold it in half. I'm going to slide it under the bottom of the door, and then I'm going to get back in the lift and go down to the upper.
You sign it with any name or just no
name? No name. Just the number.
Let's get a drink.
You sign that and you slide on the door.
And then go back down to whatever floor we was on, third, second, was it?
You come down, Nico, you see Grifter come out of the lift.
What were you doing?
Cleaning the lift. We're supposed to be cleaning. And then I leant on the buttons, it went up, and then...
Oh, for the love of God, made a charisma and con check against that intuition and perception.
I'll con the con artist.
Oh, fudge. This ain't going to work, is it? Con.
No, it's really not.
It's really not going to
No.
work.
No,
It's not.
it's not.
Oh man.
Yeah. 'Cause
You got one.
I've got one.
So he is fidgety, kind of sweating. All the clear signs of he is bullshitting you.
God damn. Grifter,
Yes.
what did you do? We're taking this floor by floor. Why? What did you do?
No, I just went up the top. Just
Why?
look, there might be someone I know
What
in
did
the
you
building.
do?
What did I do?
Excuse me?
I was just looking at the 12th floor.
She looks for the directory next to the elevator. What's on the 12th floor?
The company that Grifter mentioned.
Like I
What-
might
what
know
is so
someone
special?
in that company. That's all. And I thought it maybe, that might be an information get for us.
The whole point was to look, not touch.
I haven't touched anything. Well, I said, well, I've cleaned.
Why? Who?
Uh,
What are they
What?
to you?
It might have been someone from my past.
And do you think you can trust someone from your past?
Well, I don't know till I meet up with them.
And how do you plan to meet up with them?
Well, I don't know. So I thought I'd just, leave my number. All right, now you're putting it like that. It's not the best idea I've had.
You left them your number.
Yeah.
And she just turns around and she goes, KTP!
So I come out of the toilets, pick up the yellow signs and take them with me. Like I've just finished cleaning the toilets and I'm heading back to my team. What's going on?
Apparently Grifter thinks that he knows somebody from his past that works up on the 12th floor. So he left them a note.
So KTP turns to Grifter and says, she kind of says it in exactly the same tone as voice as Nico. What did you do?
I just left a note. I thought that would be a good thing because then I can use that as a way to get information.
You left a note for someone that you feel that you know from your past that works in this building, having seen what a similar person did to Sphere.
And you let them know that you were in this building overnight. There's no reason for you to be in this building overnight.
I'll tell you what, I'll go back up there. I'll get the note.
I'm going with you.
I'm
I
going
don't
to.
Let's all go.
You all get to the 12th floor. You reach the door. It says Miranda Allen, Chief Executive Officer. And, well, he put the note and put it under the door. So good luck getting to that.
While Grifter and Nico are kind of fussing around the door, KTP has made a note of the company name as they've come from the lift. And he's just going to do a general matrix check just to see what this company is.
I don't remember the name of this company when I gave it to you. Can you repeat it to me?
It was something like
Taxol.
Yeah,
Taxol is how we spelt it, but
That's
that could
right,
have been,
yeah.
How did you spell it?
Taxol.
See, I spelled it TACSOL. Taxol.
Oh,
Yeah, so something
okay.
like that.
Excel. It was Texel. Tech as in
tech.
technology.
Okay.
Right.
This is a like networks company, like kind of people that install networks and do wiring and all sorts of, and basic setup matrix and hosts and that sort of thing.
Like an infrastructure company.
Yeah, an infrastructure company basically.
Okay.
And it shows a picture of Miranda Allen CEO.
That's her.
It's a young woman, looks about Grifter's age, a bit younger perhaps. Looks like late 20s, early 30s. She is black with beautiful curly hair, like just a lot of very long. She looks fucking stylish, and while Grifter is, it looks like he's had a hard life. She looks like she could be a supermodel.
So KTP says there's no way she's going to be interested in you.
She has an Instagram. She is, she has photos of vacations and such. While she is she is beautiful and looks beautiful in a suit. There are photos of her like on the beach. This woman is jacked. Like this, she's just over that edge of athletic into muscular. Like her six pack has a six pack, has that many abs.
Is there anything like a biography saying what her history is?
It's the typical corporate blurb. Started from nothing, build a company from scratch, hard work, intelligent investments, and now is a leader in her field.
Yeah.
Nothing really that gives you anything. You would have to roll and perhaps dig deeper among, government records.
Does Grifter have like a social media account of any kind that he would be able to use to contact her?
I wouldn't have thought so. It wouldn't have be a thing that Grifter really bothered with. I wouldn't have thought.
Okay.
I mean, he can email and stuff, but not.
Yeah. So Nico looks at Casey. She goes, "I have an idea. So
Okay.
let's make him a fake account. Send her a message from him. Got a job working night shift at this building. Saw your name. I'm an idiot. I left a note under your door."
So there's nothing you guys can do to get this note back.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't have. I'm assuming there's not like a 2-inch gap under the door, so I wouldn't have been able to throw the bit of paper, and it'll only just be under there, won't it? It wouldn't have gone scooching.
Have you ever put a paper on the door and you push it to slide it? It goes a distance.
Yeah.
It's cleared the door.
Well, have we got like mops and buckets?
We can't get in that room.
No, but we could spill a lot of water here and let it go under, and that might make the ink on the paper run. So it's
And it
Might
also
get us
might show
fired.
them that we're a pretty lousy janitor company
all right,
and not invite us back.
yeah.
Yeah, Nico's like, that's the only thing I can think of is to make him a fake account. I'm an idiot. I left a note under your door. But it didn't work.
Well, it would explain why we're here, I guess, wouldn't it?
But what-
Exactly. And you explain why you were here. You're an idiot. You got a job at the building, and you weren't thinking when you left a note under her door.
Do you think she'll ask like security? Because will they tell her about the gun?
Oh my God, this just gets better and better.
That it
Probably.
does. That it does.
I don't know what Nico's like. I don't know what else to do.
Well,
But
we
we
just
have
kick
to-
the door down and take the note.
Oh yeah, because that's a good idea on our first night on the job.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Right. We need a plan.
But I think we got the plan, right?
So you gave her the number to your comms.
Well, can't I just delete the number?
The number to your comms that everyone has to give you jobs as a hitman.
No, not that. Not that number. Just
Thank God.
me burner type phone, not me like secret.
Oh, thank God for that.
So you gave her a private number, not a business number,
Yeah.
because that's better.
I wouldn't have given up my address of the Batcave, would I?
You gave her your number on a piece of paper and slipped it under a door in a building that you are not meant to be in.
We work here. Look, I thought I was doing the right thing. All right. I'm stepping back. I apologize.
So once again, KTP and Nico have to save the day. And KTP saying this to Nico with kind of like just despair on her face. Like she doesn't know what to do.
I remind you that maybe I wasn't thinking as straight as I could have been because someone stabbed me in the stomach not an hour ago.
No, you weren't thinking straight because you were thinking with your pants.
I wasn't thinking with my pants. I thought this would genuinely help.
Because like, I didn't bring popcorn. Can we do this later?
We are just arguing outside.
Be specific.
We might want to lower our voices.
The door has a scanner for a card.
Oh.
But it won't work with our cards that they gave us to unlock doors.
No.
Oh.
Not without a little help.
Yeah. Right. But you know, when I disappeared into the toilet, I had a little scouting around on my own. They have got some tough as nails security here. This ain't gonna be no KTP just dives into the matrix and turns a switch. This is gonna be tough.
Nico's like, wait a minute, I have another idea. I think I can get myself into the room.
How?
I go down to security. I tell them, oops, something spilled under the door. I need to get in there to clean up the mess.
It's not a bad idea. But it's
You
probably
two
best
can't
I
be
don't
here.
do that.
You two can't be on, you need to be in another office on this floor cleaning or in the level above or level below.
I'm game.
How confident are you, Nico?
I can do this.
Okay.
And she kicks over the mop bucket so that the water goes under the door. And then she goes, I'll see you guys in a little bit, just off this floor. And then I'm going to go down to the security desk. And she's like, on the way down there, she's like rubbing her eyes, trying to make them red and bring up a few tears, you know, like that. It looked very nervous and upset and scared.
You get to the security office, and they're just giving you complete blank stares.
I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. I made a mess. It's under the door. I can't leave it. I need this job. Please. I can't be fired. I need this job.
Make a charisma and con. I'm going to give you one edge because you
want
got some
edge?
tears ahead of time.
Okay.
How many edge have I got left? Ooh.
I don't know.
Well, no,
But I've got it if you need it, Kat.
I could probably use at least one edge just to re-roll a dice.
Yeah, go on.
Well, you can definitely take two from each. Take two each and have two re-rollers, right?
Okay.
I will tell you straight away.
Yeah.
You need to get... They rolled 4 hits.
Okay.
I roll 1, the same roll I made for Grifter. 4 hits. You need to get the same to win as because you're the actor and or exceed.
Okay. Actually, I've got 2 edge, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to use my 2 edge to use an edge action of bring the drama.
Okay.
For your quick con, let's see. Oh wait. You take the action to tug at the heartstrings of the mark and bring them to your side. And it says for a quick con, this can bring them 200 million from onlookers. I want to use it to gain sympathy or empathy or something. Something that would help her out. Yeah. Wait, I said two. That's not going to help me because it's bring 200 yen.
Now, that's
isn't it?
usually 2.
Yeah.
What I'll
make money.
do, what I'll say is, if you take that action, I'm going to lower the difficulty to 3. I'm going to
Okay.
remove one of their. I'm going to remove one of their hits.
Okay. No, I'll use it for the 2 rerolls.
In that case, it's still 4.
Oh,
Oh.
get in.
One of the guards stands out and goes, "Fucking amateurs! Get on the fuck! I don't give a shit, sister. I don't give a flying fuck. I'm gonna get you there. Open the goddamn door. You're gonna clean your shit, and then you're gonna get the fuck out."
Okay. I swear. Thank you.
He gets on the lift with you. Doesn't even interact. Get on the 12th floor. Gets to the door. Unlocks it. What do you do?
She wheels the cart in so that she's kind of between him and she just starts cleaning the mess up. And as she's mopping, she makes sure that she gets the paper as part of that. And so she's got all these wadded cloths and she's blotting and she's cleaning
I'm going
it
to
up.
need you to make an agility and stealth
Okay.
to hide the fact that you're picking up that paper.
Okay. Agility and stealth. Okay.
I'm gonna give you an edge.
Okay.
Because I'm gonna give you 2 edge. You succeeded on the con, and you put the cart in the middle, so there's something blocking.
Okay. Do I use it for Do I use it for real rolls or do I use it to add a +1?
Straight up telling you need to roll at least 3 hits.
Okay. Then I'm going to use it to reroll 2 dice. That's 3 hits. I'm still going to roll 2 dice. Oh my God, that's a total of 5 hits. 'Cause I think it hit 6s on the rerolls.
Swipe this paper and clean, and you leave no evidence behind, and the guard is none the wiser.
She's just awkward. She's like, thank you so much. Thank you.
As soon as you're done, he closes the door back in, checks that the lock is engaged, and walks away and leaves you there.
And as soon as he leaves, she gets on the comm to Grifter and she goes, I'm going to fucking kill you when we get back.
You watch the note, you see the note, and it's literally, what does the note say, Grifter?
Oh, Nico's got your note.
Was it
Something that growing up, you might have noticed you were different.
Yeah, you were different.
If you'd like to talk, this is my number.
Yeah, it's something along those lines.
Well, but it also said you haven't seen me for a long time or something like
Right,
that.
yes.
So,
We haven't seen each other in a long time, yeah.
But obviously, it would be wet, so the link would be run, so you wouldn't be able to read.
Biro doesn't run.
Might not be a biro. Might
It doesn't run.
Quill and ink.
It gets crumpled
Yes,
up.
they're very they all write like Shakespeare with quill and ink in this building.
Yeah, it gets crumpled up and put in her pocket, not in with the trash or anything like that, because she's going to take it home and she's going to burn it. She doesn't want to.
Oh no, it's already the moment you crumple it because it's wet. That's how it's going to stay. You won't be able to unfold this.
Yeah, she's still not going to leave this in the building. It's going in a pocket so that she can take it home and burn it there because she's not going to risk that being in the garbage or a shredder.
Okay.
I think Grifter's going to stay with the group from now on.
Anything else? Any other avenue of investigation you want to carry out?
Nico's done hers.
Any risky business?
Yeah, she's got the camera locations to the building in her notes, and that's.
So I take it we're all together now, right?
Yeah.
So, but we still haven't sort of.
So, like, KTP explains to Grifter and Nico what she saw in the Matrix, in that there are 15 spheres, each heavily protected, and KTP doesn't know which one of these spheres is hosting the data.
But Nico would pass on that, what she put together from the Shredder documents was that Paraglide and the other one are the two companies that we probably should focus on.
But maybe there's a third company. As much as Grifter's an idiot, his little secret might be useful.
Yeah.
Aha.
If this Taxol company is an infrastructure team, what are the chances are that they're managing the infrastructure for the building?
We also know that every single company in here is a shell company for Aztec.
True, but they do need staff to make it look like a front. Someone's got to be managing their IT.
Then if we're good, if you want to reach out, then you need to do that through like social media or something like that in some way.
Our guidance.
Like, hey, I got a job as a janitor in your building. I saw that I recognized your name on the door. Whatever. But that's how you do it. You don't.
No more notes, no more comms numbers.
I just thought it was a good idea. That's all.
Well, now you know it's not.
Yeah. Learning that.
With that, you complete at least this first night of investigation using this job, so to speak. A job which is paying you all 300 million for the night, each of you.
Could use the money.
And I'm going to ask you, are there any of your contacts that you are going to flex as part of this period of legwork that you wish to interact with?
I could maybe contact my hacker contact just to see if they've got any information that might help.
What exactly are you asking them to look into?
I don't know. Any ideas from anyone? Anything that might help?
Well, if they're all fraudulent companies, they're all front companies owned by what's his name, then surely getting more information on Miranda would maybe show more than we think, because she's not really in charge of that company.
That's actually a good point. So don't get information. Don't ask the hacker for information about the company. Ask them for information about Miranda instead.
Yeah, maybe.
Good idea. Yeah, see if they can. And let's find out also who like the managing managers or CEOs are of the other two companies, Paraglide and the other one.
But Jackal did say that if we needed anything, if we had any questions, we could contact them.
Mm-hmm.
So they're an information broker.
True that.
So this is information that we need to do our jobs rather than information that we need for gain, if that makes sense. So hopefully they'll be happy to share what they know.
Yeah. Well,
Nico's good.
Theoretically.
Yeah. Didn't hear you, Kevin.
Nico is going to?
I said Nico is going to make a habit of showing up for the next couple of nights.
We all
for
should.
Work.
Yeah. We all should. So they get to just know the company, I guess.
And you leave this evening with some information found and some steps to continue pursuing in the future. And I think that's a great place to leave our session for tonight. For the night, I'm giving everyone another 5 karma. And 5 as well to Sphere, of course. And that's going to be it for us for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thanks for watching. Thank you for the channel points spent in helping our Shadowrunners. Do remember that if you like what you see, maybe follow. And if you like to subscribe, that helps you gain more points that you can then use to help our Shadowrunners. They sincerely are going to need as much help as they can. As I said before, season 3, kitty wheels are off. Getting to the tough ones right now.
It's going to get even tougher if Grifter starts leaving his number with every attractive woman that he finds.
Spent the last hour cleaning up after Grifter in spectacular ways.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
Look, stop trying to pick up Olympic athletes, okay?
I didn't know she was an Olympic.
To be fair, you don't know anything about her.
Exactly.
So before we go for the evening, we'll go around the room again and everyone can tell you who they are, who they were playing, and if we wish to do so, where you can find them on the dark corners of the internet. So, Kat?
Hi, I'm Kat. I'm a cleric of Cord. I lurk in a bunch of different Discord servers and occasionally tweet on Twitter or retweet other stuff. I'm not very good at social media. I play Nico, the street shaman, who is doing her best to help
Not smack Grifter around the head.
Yeah. No, she's doing her best to clean up after people. But yeah, so you can find me here right now. This is pretty much all I'm doing online. But thank you so much for coming. Thank you for all the points and the rolls, because it really helped, because I need some antacids.
Kevin Pete.
I'm Pete. Play Grifter. I shoot stuff.
Make some great decisions.
Contrary to what I said at the beginning, which was I don't seem to make bad decisions, it turns out maybe I still do a little bit. But it was done with the best intention.
Go to hell.
And I'm Kim. I play KTP, who looks like she's going to undergo immersion next time. I think she's going to need all the help she can get.
Where can you be found in the dark corners of the internet?
Oh, nowhere.
Well,
maybe later.
We might, later levels might be back next week.
Yes. So, hurrah. Maybe.
We'll see.
With that ominous declaration, this is where we leave you. Thank you all for joining us. Thanks for watching. We hope you had a good time, and we will see you next time.